Hello, dear friends. My purpose today with this short video is to introduce to you my latest book. This is a book initially written in Swedish by Anders Leopold, a celebrated Swedish journalist, very close and very dedicated to Friedrich Jürgenson, who followed his life throughout Europe, really, in Italy, where Jurgensen used to be, who used to travel to his house in the middle of the night to listen to the voices that Friedrich always wanted a confirmation of what he was hearing. So Anders became one of his best friends. And he wrote a book about his friend. My friend Friedel, The Voices of the Dead or something, in Sweden. It was published in Sweden. Then Anders Leopold, who won 2 international prizes of journalism, just a very short time before his death, contacted me, and asked me if I was able to have his book published in the English language. I said, not easy, but I will do my best, but to be published in English, it has to be written in English. Obvious. It's obvious, of course. Can't be in Swedish, can't be in Portuguese or in Chinese, whatever. And so I did my best. I rewrote the text. I wrote everything again. I organized it, and finally my wonderful publisher, Jonathan Beecher, published it in his publishing house, White Crow Books. Friedrich Jürgenson, and this is very important, this message, is the great pioneer of the electronic voices, as they are generally called, EVP voices. These days ITC, of course, because ITC, a term devised by Professor Senkowski, comprises all the communications through electronic means. Anyway, why was he the great pioneer? First of all, he did not know that other voices before him had already been recorded in the world. And as a matter of fact, they had been, like the Portuguese-Brazilian very serious, I like him very much, researcher Carlos Ramos, who published under the name of Oscar Dargonel, with his wonderful little book published in 1925 about his telephone contacts with the dead. He received voices, he received chants, Oscar Dargonel. But we are speaking of the beginning of the 20th century. The book is of 1925. I have a copy that I very much value, a gift of some wonderful Brazilian friends. Anyway, then of course after Oscar Dargonel there was, as some of you know, at least those interested in ITC, Attila von Sley with Raymond Bayless. Attila von Sley was an American photographer and medium, and he recorded some voices in his medium cabinet, and Raymond Bayless tried to have the report published by the Parapsychological Association of the United States. It was rather unsuccessful because they only published a letter about this occurrence, important occurrence also. Then Friedrich Jürgenson, a celebrated, already famous painter in Sweden, by chance, apparently by chance, always apparently, on the 12th of June 1959, in his absolutely fantastic garden that I have visited with the help of my friend Edgar Müller, in Nysund near Stockholm, he recorded the first, for him absolutely the first, because he didn't know anything about other voices, the first electronic voices, which apparently come from another dimension. His mother was one of the first voices, his mother's voice, his deceased mother's voice, one of the first voices he recorded. Then this was followed by many others. And this book tells you the story of this struggle, of this wonderfully sensitive, intelligent, kind man that was Friedrich Jürgenson, who then became a close friend of Pope Paul VI, who had already painted portraits of Pope Paul XII. Before, I forgot to say, but I will tell you now. Indeed, before Attila von Sley and Bayles, there were two Catholic priests in Italy, in Milano, two scientists, Father Gemelli and Ernetti, who recorded the voice of Gemelli's deceased father. And they took the matter to Pope Pius XII, who recognized the veracity of the voice and even supported them and their work. This is also in this book. So Friedrich Jürgenson, he left his artistic career, his movies, everything. The excavations in Pompeii, in which he was instrumental, he left everything in his life to dedicate his time, his sensitivity, his intelligence, his creativity, a highly creative man, to the voices and to what they told him, what they asked him to do. So this book tells you the story. And Anders Leopold died shortly after he asked me to carry on with his work, just a few months later. And I'm still here, and this is my latest book, and perhaps the book I love most. It was also the most difficult of them all. So I wish you a good, interesting readership of this work, which I'm sure it will be. And to the ITC operators, I say, you will learn a lot from Friedrich Jürgenson, because ITC should be done with the seriousness, with the dedication, with the endeavor that Friedrich Jürgenson put into it. This is real ITC. So thank you all, and let me know if you like it or not. Thank you.